And welcome back to Ship of Fools, a nautical D&D actual play podcast. My name is Hannah McLean, and I am, as always, your dungeon master on this nautical adventure. Joining me today, I have Andy Latai,
Finn Fisher,
Nolani Stevenson,
Regin Stockweather, baby,
and Taylor Wallace.
Malachi Kassir.
And we're back! So, let's do a quick recap of the current situation that we find ourselves in, and then we will dive right in. When we last left the Fools, they were with the cult of the Lurker, having made your way through the aberrant sea. You finally, met Finn's biological mom, and she brought you to the island that kind of serves as a home base for the Lurker's followers out in the aberrant sea. You, got a chance to talk to Finn's mom, as well as to some of the other cult members. You got a sense of some internal conflict among the Lurker's followers. Adriana told you about how there had been a conflict, where people who were anti, human sacrifice and, rampant destruction seemed to have wrested control away from the people who were pro those things, although some members of the cult still want to see more of that. So you addressed, or Finn made a speech, sort of confronting this conflict.
I laid down the law.
Yeah, and somewhat flooded the central square of the island, which is...
Somewhat.
Yeah, a minor flood, you know how it is. And was then taken to a cave on the backside of the island where you met a massive cookie-cutter shark, and got the sacred trident that had been left behind in that cave. Trident in hand, Finn sort of rocketed back up out of the cave, and you barely had time to process all of that before a tidal wave swept over the island, which Adriana interpreted...
It's not this island's day.
Yeah, lots of water washing over it, but everyone's pretty chill with that around here.
We're really accelerating erosion here.
Yeah. Adriana seemed to interpret this as a distress call, or at least a urgent, everybody get here now call from the Lurker. So, where we're picking up, you guys, the four of you who went back out to this cave, are now running back toward the main part of the island where all of these buildings and, where all the buildings that people, live in are. You see that, like I mentioned last time, there are bells ringing. As you run up, you see lots of people, seem to be mobilizing, basically. The cult members are grabbing, spears and what look like harpoon gun type things and, other weaponry, as well as, holy symbols and other magical artifacts, clearly gearing up for battle. People are grabbing these things from their homes and from armories and rushing to where the boats are, these, 4 boats, including the lanternfish, that are lined up on the shore, and you can see people passing things back and forth. Looks like very quickly mobilizing to go. Adriana kind of, beckons to you guys to keep following her and just, starts running back to her ship, to the lanternfish.
I follow.
Okay.
Should we take her ship? Are we taking your ship?
She's
gone.
Without pausing, she sort of calls over her shoulder, you're welcome to come with me or bring your own ship. Mine can go underwater.
I forgot we have a ship.
Yeah, that's true. I actually don't know if she knows that you have a ship, because you were just in the water when she picked you up, so it's possible she doesn't know that.
Oh, I'm so gonna win a bet with her later.
Yeah, hers goes underwater. Let's just take hers.
Yeah, underwater ship! Let's go!
Cool.
Why doesn't ours do that?
I whisper to Matt Black in my pocket, "You're good at other things, don't worry."
You board the lanternfish along with, you can see, Mela is there, as well as, Falor, the Kraken priest that you'd met before. It looks like not everybody is leaving. Some people, younger people and older people, are staying behind among the buildings, but everyone who's in fighting shape is getting on one of these 4 ships. And within, a very quick mobilization for as far as ships go. The ships are pulling away from the shore, and all of them, one by one, kind of put up these air bubbles around them and dive beneath the waves. Once people are kind of away, the frantic energy, dims a little bit, although clearly it's still a high-tension situation. Adriana turns to the three of you and is like, it'll take probably around half an hour for us to get there. Depending on how in our favor the ocean currents are, usually they're pretty in our favor because usually the Lurker wants us to be coming, although it's one of those things where sometimes we're getting near and we encounter the currents pushing us away, and it's like, oh, he's in a do not be disturbed mood right now. But I imagine under the current circumstances, the currents will be helping us along. You do see beside you that there are, other sea life, schools of fish, and, sharks and whales that seem to be heading in generally the same direction as you. As if whatever this kind of call that was put out was reached more than just you guys.
I telepath down to them. Well met, my brethren.
You hear just kind of a chorus of hello, and here we go, and something bad is happening, in various cheerful tones in your head. Do you guys have anything you want to do? You have basically, you're on this ship for at least a few minutes, approaching the Lurker's lair.
I want to ask Adriana, so what's going on? Are we going to go meet with him, or what? What is this?
So, I'm not sure. It could just be, if we were not in such a war-like situation already, I would interpret a message like that as simply the Lurker having something urgent that he wants to communicate, a message that that has come to him on an ocean current or from a fish. But right now, we're all a little bit primed to be ready to jump into battle at any moment. I don't know if I thought that we still had more time before the High Priestess was going to be ready to complete her ritual, but we can't be sure.
So this could be her.
It could be. I've advised everyone to be ready for battle, and I'd advise the same for you.
Oh, I'm always ready for battle.
Good.
Is it?
I brandish my new trident.
It glints in the light that's filtering from the surface, I guess.
I am also here.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Hi.
Regin, when did you get here?
I've just been T-posing in the background.
God, who knew you were that good at stealth?
Always have been. Thank you.
Oh, and I want to show off the trident to Nurgle. Let him get a real good look at it.
Oh, yeah, Nurgle's a big fan. He actually,
right?
he perches on, if you'll let him, he perches on it. I guess I'm trying to figure out how exactly. If it's horizontal, he can perch on the handle, no problem.
I'll hold it out horizontal for him to perch on.
That's a little more comfortable. He tries to kind of, perch in between the tines, but then he's kind of, awkwardly hanging off it a little bit. But when it's horizontal, he, very regally kind of perches, and goes, in approval.
Yeah. Guys, look, which one of us is wielding the trident? You can't tell.
You kind of spin it around, and Nurgle flaps his wings as if he's spinning it around.
Are Triton, do they count as elementals? They don't, right? Because they're humanoids?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Although, who are you thinking of that's a Triton?
The blue bitch.
Would you like to make a nature check for me?
Yes, I would. Nat 20!
Ooh, okay,
Yay!
cool. So, Malachi, as you're standing there, I imagine you just standing there with a furrowed brow going through your spells, in your head. You think about the way that you saw the blue bitch behaving when you fought her a few episodes ago, and she seems like in whatever she's done in the time since you saw her last to sort of power up, because she certainly was quite a bit stronger, she seemed to be more at one with the waves and with the air, as if perhaps her she might have changed her creature type.
Her elemental nature had increased.
Yes, exactly. She might have made... With a nat 20, I will say it strikes you as she made some sort of deal or contract for power that has transformed her into an elemental being.
Okay.
Wait, that's an option?
Finn, listen, if any of us get to become an elemental being...
You already are!
Not legally.
It's me.
Hey, how big is the deck of the ship we're on?
Probably, I want to say 30 feet long, and then probably, 15 feet wide. Maybe a little bit longer.
Okay. Hey, are we planning to disembark once we get there? Or are we going to be fighting from the ship?
Yeah, Adriana will be we have guns on this ship, so it will depend, but it'll depend if the threat is above water or below water.
Right.
Also, I don't know all of your capabilities. I don't know if you fight best.
Well, I need to get up close, but,
I think I'm gonna disembark. I'd rather be outside the bubble in the water.
In the meantime, I do think that, Finn, Mela kind of catches your eye from where she is in this sort of in-deck pool that the other merfolk, who dry out if they spend too much time out of the water, are sitting in. She sort of beckons you over.
Oh, I go. I just get right in the pool with them.
Okay. You jump over the edge of the pool, settle in.
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah, right? It's kind of warm. Where did that trident come from? You didn't have that, half an hour ago.
wouldn't you like to?
Yeah, I underwent a trial, and it was bequeathed to me by a giant shark.
Oh! That's exciting.
Yeah, apparently it's a sacred relic of the Lurker, so...
Huh.
It's pretty great.
Okay. Are you,
I feel much more powerful now.
Yeah. I guess you passed the trial and it, I don't know, chose you or whatever?
Yeah, I guess allowed me would be the word.
Huh, okay. Hey, are you I don't know, nervous at all to we might have to go through some sort of horrible battle or there might be something bad happening, I suppose, but maybe there's not and your dad might just want to say hi.
Yeah, I would... Jeez, I don't know. I mean, I hadn't really thought too hard about it, but I guess I am kind of nervous. I mean, if there's a battle, then it's yeah, sure, whatever. I've been in a ton of battles, and so far I haven't died. And especially, I mean, if with all of you guys here and my dad backing us up, I'm sure we're gonna win.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make Rosalia eat salt. But I mean, if I'm just talking to my dad, oh man, I gotta figure out the right stuff to say.
Has he
and
ever,
everything.
Has he ever talked to you before?
Sort of. Never for long, but he said little things here and there. Sometimes I hear him in my head. Sometimes I hear him coming from Nurgle.
Nurgle fluffs up his feathers and goes, ah!
That was not one of those times. That was just him squawking.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even imagine what it would be like. I feel like it's weird enough to have to run into your father if you haven't spoken to him in forever. But even, with him being a god, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, that's if the Lurker's even... Yeah.
Wait, I thought you seemed really sure about that.
Oh, no, I am. It's just, I'm a little fuzzy on what it means that it was Sito.
Oh. Yeah.
But I think but I mean, the Lurker's still my dad, because the Lurker was Sito, as far as I can tell.
I mean, you've got this trident. She kind of taps it.
Yeah, right. Yes, this, I mean, that proves it, right? I wouldn't be able to have it if I wasn't, the proper heir.
She shrugs. I don't know, I don't know if I got to, I haven't gotten to qualifications for magical tridents yet in Acolyte school.
Huh. Well, no, I'm sure. I mean, if I wasn't really the Lurker's son, I mean, why would any of the stuff that's happened to me happen? Why would I have these powers? Why would he very occasionally talk to me?
Right.
So I think it's just one of those weird, complicated family dynamic things.
Sure, yeah, a classic, my biological dad was sacrificed to the sea and became part of an eldritch entity.
Right.
One of those situations.
Exactly. Like on Full House.
Yeah, exactly.
I loved the episode where Uncle Jesse embraced the void. That was the name of a group of traveling performers who came to Gillsbury once and delivered wholesome messages about family and growing up.
Wow. And embracing the void. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we have stuff like that in Nephthys too, although usually it's like, octopuses. They're really into putting on... They can put, like, puppets on all 8 of their tentacles, so...
Oh.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. We should, there's a troop of octopi that we're going to come through in, like, a couple days. If you wanted to, we could go see the octopus puppet show together, maybe.
Oh,
I mean...
hell yes! Oh, I would love to see the octopus puppet show.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah. I don't know what's playing, and I admittedly sometimes, like, they're, some of them are, like, more, like, sometimes the Lurker's the bad guy in the octopus puppet shows, and sometimes he's the good guy. It's kind of like a both, but even when he's the bad guy, they're usually pretty cool, because,
Yeah, it's true.
he's a all strong denizen of the deep and everything.
Yeah, he's always badass. Yeah, I'd love to go with you.
Cool.
Nurgle, you in?
Nurgle lets out a very enthusiastic cough.
Yeah, Nurgle will come too.
Cool. She smiles and, blushes a little bit. Neat. Do you guys have any other preparations you want to do? Anything else you want to do on the ship?
No.
I am going to cast Mage Armor while we're making our way there.
Nice.
I'm just happy to be invited.
Finn, you don't have to be told when you guys are reaching what could truly be called the Lurker's lair. You can feel it change in the water around you. As Adriana mentioned, the currents seem to have pushed all of your ships, like, directly to where they needed to be, and you make it in only, like, 20 minutes or so. You see... looming out of the depths toward you are these massive rock and coral formations. Some that look a little bit like the coral reef that Nephthys is built out of. Some that look similar to those ruins that you saw beneath where the cult of the Lurker lives. More of these, like, great ancient stone pillars and these, shadows kind of filtering the light that's coming from the surface. There's quite a lot of sea life around here. You can see the sort of expected seaweed and barnacles, but you can also see whales and sharks and schools of fish kind of swimming throughout these formations. And you can also catch a glimpse of, like, every once in a while, out of the corner of your eye, or, like, where you can't quite see through the gloom of the ocean, you'll see, like, a shadow moving, or the sense that there is something truly massive there that you're only just barely catching, like, the edge of a tentacle, or the edge of a fin as it is pulled around the edge of a rock.
Ah, I'm being pulled behind the edge of a rock.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
What is the temperature like? Because I'm picturing, like, tropical coral reef density of life, but I'm also picturing, like, turgid and cold.
Yeah, it is, the water itself is pretty cold. Like, the temperature drops as you guys get nearer. But it is, like, it's colorful but dark at the same time. Like, there are lots of different colors, but it's all very shadowy and shaded, and sort of like dark greens and dark purples and, like a dark rust red. Everything is kind of cast in shadow, and it's scarily quiet. Like, for how much life is teeming down here, and for how much the currents have been pushing you toward it, as you arrive toward what seems to be the center of this, everything is still. There's a definite feeling that there's something lurking just outside of your perception. However, the ship's sort of slow as you get closer. You can see that Adriana she's drawn her crossbow and is, like, holding it. She's got, like, a hand crossbow in one hand and a spear in the other. Sort of looking around. You see everybody else as well kind of either has their weapons drawn or has their hands on their weapons, sort of looking to see a definite sense of apprehension, and looking to see, like, why have we been called here? What's going on? Can you guys make a perception check for me?
14.
19.
7.
Okay. Malachi, you're having trouble kind of seeing through the sea life and the ocean here.
He needs some cat-eye goggles.
Yeah, you quickly move your goggles down.
I have those, and I have a nightlight, and none of it's helping.
Finn, you start kind of scanning the ocean around you, but you get distracted by, the corner of your eye catches on Nurgle, and you realize that he looks like... You know that it's Nurgle, and you know that he looks like a seagull right now, and you know that that's what you're looking at, but it also, like, a little bit looks like he's maybe, like, some sort of octopus or other, like, cephalopod-like being, just kind of, like, perched on the edge of your trident there. And it also a little bit looks like you're looking at just kind of a fish somehow seated next to you. And also it looks a little bit like his form is like flickering through all of these things a little bit as you're looking at him, which distracts you from seeing the ocean around you.
Nurgle, are you okay? Does that hurt?
Ah! He actually seems like happy and content.
Ooh.
Although albeit with a little bit of apprehension about him too, as he's also looking around for why you were called here.
Tentacles are a good look on you.
Ah! He flaps his wings / waves his tentacles. Regin, you looking out at the water around you, you just happen to catch what almost looks like a sunbeam, like slicing through the water. And as you see it, and as you're kind of trying to fixate on it and figure out what that is, you spot another one and another one. All of these sunbeams kind of like ringing the area that you guys are now slowly approaching, like these golden wires that seem to stretch from the seafloor up toward the sky.
And do they look like they are coming top to bottom or bottom to top?
Top to bottom.
And do they look out of place?
They do look out of place. And I guess it's a little hard to tell where they came from, actually, but, like, they clearly look like they go up out of the water.
And did Finn share with us that dream about a net?
I think, yeah, at some point I would have mentioned it.
Okay. Because in that case, I'm immediately going to go, oh, fuck. Concentrate fire on those golden shits. She's already here.
Wait, are we within the nets area by now?
You are not. You're like kind of just outside of it. You shout that and kind of
stop the boat.
Point where you're looking, and once Regin points them out, the rest of you can see them too, and you see the people on the lanternfish notice them as well.
Oh no.
Adriana quickly like starts yelling orders for the ship to be stopped. You see the guns on the ship kind of like spin around and start firing at these wires. Adriana briefly looks at the three of you and also at Falor, who's here on the ship as well, the Kraken Priest, and is like, we should surface. Is she above the surface in order to be casting this?
Yep.
Right. At that confirmation is all she needs, and she gives the order for the ships to start to surface.
As this is happening, I telepath out to all of the sharks and the swordfish and any other creature around here that has a sharp edge on it, and tell them, go cut those golden things, attack them, destroy them.
Oh, smart. Yeah, make a persuasion check for me, Finn, with advantage, because you're in your home turf.
On the authority of the Lurker.
Yeah.
Also, bad news for you guys, too. None of y'all want to be caught in a net.
That's a 27.
Okay. Yeah, you see quickly the sea life mobilizes and begins to swarm over to these wires. You see like little fishy teeth pecking at them, swordfish swords stabbing into them. And you do see that the wires...
If any of those little fish that nibble people's feet therapeutically are here, it's time to step up your game.
A couple of them, like, swim to right outside the bubble and, like, salute with their fins before swimming back down. And you do see it is kind of working. The wires are like warbling back and forth. They seem to be like only partly corporeal, like probably partly made of magic. But they are being affected and kind of like waving back and forth as the lanternfish and following it, the other 3 ships begin to ascend. As you do, you see the silhouettes from the bottom of a couple of other ships as you begin to reach the surface. They look like fairly small vessels, but they are at the surface here. Adriana kind of steers the lanternfish so that they're not surfacing right in the middle of what are presumably enemy ships. Kind of going underwater a little bit further, I guess a little bit further out so that you can sort of surface behind them. As the lanternfish, the first one to surface, there's that cascade of water off it again as the bubble begins to recede.
Regin promptly dies of the bends.
Yeah, everyone's experiencing
Goodbye, friends. Thank you so much.
Professor change. Yeah, Nani, you can go. Thanks. That's a wrap on Nani students and everyone.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. You can keep my headshot.
You will. As you surface, you see that the surface above the Lurker's lair is not nearly as kind of peaceful and teeming with life as it is below the surface. The clouds above you are roiling and green. The surface of the water itself is oscillating between gray and blue and green and purple, and it's incredibly choppy. Like, the waves are massive and, like, white-capped. Even though there's no sign of land anywhere, they still are kind of like breaking as if they're breaking against land. You see several enemy ships that you kind of immediately recognize as being Lithios ships, flying the flag of Lithios as well as like the sigil of the Stormfather. You also see that there are several, like, people dressed in the Maelstrom cult robes, like, on the decks of these ships, training guns, basically, at your group as you start to pop to the surface. There's definitely an element of surprise. They were not expecting ships to come from underwater, but they are kind of quickly mobilizing and starting to get ready to shoot the lanternfish and the other cultist ships back down. You also see 2 figures hovering in the air. One of them you recognize as the blue-skinned Maelstrom cult member that you have now tangled with twice before. Her robes are still somewhat torn from her last encounter with you guys, but she looks like she has had time to rest and get some of her strength back. Although not that much strength. She still looks like she took kind of a beating in her last circumstance with you guys, and that was, after all, only like, I don't know, a handful of hours ago. However, you have bigger problems than her, though, because hovering next to her in the sky, directly above what seems to be the epicenter of the Lurker's lair, is High Priestess Rosalia Starhouse. She is wearing these white and blue and gray robes that are just billowing out around her. Just like a truly improbable amount of fabric that is like waving in the air. Her hair is like loose and flying around her. She has this white staff in her hand, and coming out from that staff are these golden filaments that are like twisting, almost kind of like a maypole, and then stretching down and around into the water. Her eyes are like glowing white and crackling with lightning around them as she turns, spins in the air to face where your ships have come up. And she calls down like, followers of the god of the deep. Unfortunately, you are much too late to stop what I've been doing, but it is so cute of you to want to try. Shoot them down. I would like everyone to go ahead and roll initiative, please.
She called us cute.
Adriana calls to you guys as she's starting to mobilize her ship. She's like, we can deal with the cultists if you can get her down from there.
Yeah, how high up is she, Hannah?
Frankly, she is probably like 100 feet above the surface of the water, which means that she is you guys on the ship are like 20 feet up, so she's like 80 feet up from you.
Okay.
I got a 9. Nurgle got a 6.
Okay.
The one time in my life I have ever wanted high initiative,
Wow.
nat 20,
Wow.
Beautiful.
which comes to a 23.
Well done.
You want to know what I rolled?
Was it also a nat 20?
It was a 5, which comes
Wow.
to a 4.
Yeah.
Woof.
Okay.
No, this makes sense. I saw the threat.
Yes, so battle setting circumstances here. The High Priestess is hovering 100 feet above the surface of the water and directly above the center of the Lurker's lair. She looks like, obviously, like she has some sort of, Avatar of the Storm thing going on here. Like, she's clearly stronger than she was when you guys saw her in the Cathedral Square. But does appear to be actively doing something, or at the very least passively doing something with these golden threads. The blue bitch is hovering near her, and the way that we're going to handle this, basically, so that I'm not trying to run like 60 combatants at once, is that the Cult of the Lurker and Adriana, Mela, all of them will handle, like, the other cultists that are around here, and
Okay.
the fish and such are also kind of helping with that and are chewing on these golden wires like Finn told them to. You guys have sort of been tasked with deal with the High Priestess, and the blue bitch looks like she's, like, guarding her.
With pleasure.
Hey, is your dad even here? Like, is he in the net?
I can feel him.
You can. Yeah.
Okay.
He's around.
Like, what if she just comes up empty?
She pulls the net up.
That
There's
would be
nothing.
really
Yeah, do you
funny.
think she's done this in like 20 other spots already?
I bet she's really hiding the fact that she keeps swinging and missing.
She pulls up an old leather boot.
Oh, I've been looking for that.
Okay, so, first to act is Regin.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Is the High Priestess particularly intelligent?
I don't think you know. You know that she has a reputation for, I guess from what you know of her and like what you've gathered, she has more of a reputation for her charisma and her wisdom than for her intelligence.
Perfect. That's what I was thinking.
Make of that what you will.
It's not very intelligent to pick a fight with the Lurker.
That too?
And in that case, I would like to target her with Ralathan's Psychic Lance.
With what?
Wow. What's that?
What do I need to do?
I will lead an intelligence saving throw, please.
Okay. Ooh, okay. She only gets a 12 on the save. She is going to use a legendary resistance to succeed instead, but she still takes whatever the damage is on that.
Okay, so nonetheless, she is going to take 20 psychic damage that halves to 10.
Cool. She takes the full amount of that damage, and she will make a concentration saving throw,
Oh.
which she does pass. And do you have any thoughts for what that psychic lance looks like?
I think
Regin sent an unsolicited dick pic.
That's better than what I was going to say. So what?
Sorry.
The text of the spell is you unleash a shimmering lance of psychic power from your forehead at a creature that you can see within range. But I think I want it to be eye beams.
Oh, cool.
Like, I have that, like, neon, goldy, greeny, lightningy, bluish, like, bzz,
Yeah.
and I hit her with my beams.
Oh my god! Malachi, where are Reagan's ruby quartz glasses?
And she is mentally assaulted with, she is bombarded with a bass-boosted version of Baby Shark.
She briefly considers the harm that she may be doing to sharks around the world and brushes it off. She does sort of is knocked back a bit in the air, but quickly rights herself and just sort of laughs dismissively and says, "Oh, lovely you again. I was hoping that you three would show up. I wasn't sure if we, it's been a while.
Who says there's 3 of us?
She's looking down at the ship now, where none of you are invisible.
I hold my hand in front of Malachi to hide him.
That is the blue bitch's turn. Yeah, she's gonna go ahead and create Whirlwind directly over Regin. So, Regin, I need a strength saving throw from you.
Rolled a 2. Comes to a 13.
All right.
Cool. So you shoot this psychic beam from your eyes, and almost immediately feel yourself getting sucked up in this tornado.
Hey.
That just like materializes directly above you and just scoops you into the air.
If I'm getting sucked, I'm gonna put my hands behind my head then, baby girl.
Oh my god, Regin, you can fly too?
Can I make her uncomfortable or pissed off at me enough to drop me?
I think she actually, if I'm reading this right, she can't move it on the same action that she casts it. So you're still, you get sucked up about 15 feet in the air, but are still above the lanternfish. You are not yet moved because she needs a separate action to do that. So you are just hovering there.
Regin, can you go any higher?
I'm getting the big suck.
That then is the High Priestess's turn.
Bitch.
I am trying to draw her fire, incidentally, by being annoying.
Please don't.
It's working.
Leave that to me.
Baby shark doo 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 doo.
Okay, she is just going to throw her wind javelin. So she raises her free hand, the one that is not on the staff, and you see in her hand, you can see the air start, like, rotating very, very fast until she's, like, holding this small column of tightly rotating air. And then she just flings it she'll fling it at Finn.
I cast Gust to counteract it.
Oh, this is crazy. She actually doesn't need to roll. It just automatically hits you.
What? What if I intercept it?
You can still intercept, yes.
Okay.
Because it'll be dealing damage. So you take, Finn, 20 points of piercing damage as this tightly rotating javelin stabs into you.
I'm gonna intercept this wind javelin.
Yes.
Okay, so you only take 10 of that 20.
Cool.
What does she think about that, sucker?
She thinks that she's going to throw her second wind javelin at you. So she, the second one, this second rotating column of air immediately follows up the first one, striking Malachi for...
Is this a spell, though?
It is not a spell.
Fuck.
Malachi, you take 15 piercing damage from this column of air that goes through you. That is the end of her turn. She raises her staff a little bit and, like, twirls it. And you can see the golden wires twirl around the edge of the staff, looking like they're becoming a little bit more solid and firm. That is Finn's turn.
I turn to Nurgle and I say, all right, this is one dream that's not going to come true. I told Shark that I would make the air suckers pay. Time to make good on that word. And I'm going to swing my trident and activate the form of the Lurker as a bonus action.
Yeah.
So you see Finn suddenly transform. His eyes start glowing black, and like big fins grow from his ears. He has visible gills on his neck. His skin starts to get a little scaly, and there's little wriggling tentacles popping out from just random spots on his body. He looks like he's half human, half Triton, but more unsettling.
Oh, and I'm dry and flaky because I have scales, but when you do it, it's fun.
Feel them, Regin. They're wet.
He can't. He's in the air.
They're damp scales, Regin.
I hate that.
And I just take off flying up towards the priestess.
Nice.
However, I only have a fly speed of 30 feet, and she's 100 feet up,
Yeah.
so I'm not going to make it.
All right.
But
Well,
I get closer, and I fire my Eldritch Blasts at her.
Awesome.
And because we're level 11 now, I get 3 Eldritch Blasts, so that's 23, 18, and 23 again to hit.
Yes, all three of those hit.
ooh.
Oh, yeah. And that's 33 force damage.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Okay.
I am just rocketing directly upwards at her.
Yes. She's gonna make 3 concentration checks. Passes all of them.
Boo.
She's got a high con bonus. She needs to roll really low in order to fail. But she does not look happy about that as you start flying toward her. She calls down like, actually, frankly, I don't think she's quite in the mood for quips right now. Your new form is kind of horrifying. Like, it is like you see her look down at you and see like she's about to kind of like throw some insult, but as this eldritch abomination boy just like lifts off the ship and starts flying toward her.
Tentacles flowing through the air.
She falters a little bit.
I bare my teeth at her, and it's a freaky wide shark mouth.
Yeah. I guess this justifies what she's about to do. At the end of Finn's turn, she will take a villain action.
Ooh.
What?
These are similar to legendary actions. The way that they differ is that monsters only get 1 of them, so you know that she's only got... It's not like legendary actions where they typically have 3. Also, each villain action is different, so there's a sequence of villain actions that can be used, and each one can only be used once. So, like, the thing she's going to do, she presumably won't do again. But like legendary actions, they can be taken at the end of any other creature's turn. So, at the end of Finn's turn, she will take a villain action, and credit for villain actions goes to, like, Matt Colville from MCDM, in case anyone's wondering, like, what is this homebrew bullshit? So she, as Finn starts flying toward her, and as you bear this shark tooth grin, she raises up her staff, and you see all of the, robes around her begin to kind of billow and look more and more cloud-like. And as you watch, her human corporeal form just sort of like dissipates into the clouds. You can still see like the point from where the golden threads are originating and stretching down, but she herself like spreads out into essentially a storm made corporeal. Currently she cannot be, she just can't be targeted right now. She's sort of hiding amongst the clouds.
What's the matter? Scared?
The clouds rumble,
You should be!
and there's like a burst of lightning and thunder that goes out. I need a
Maybe I should be scared too.
dexterity saving throw from all 3 of you.
Hannah.
22.
19.
Oh, none of you are in aura anymore. That sucks.
If you stand directly under Regin and jump up, can he get an aura?
No.
Regin, reach your toes down. Point your toes.
What's Malachi's vertical?
I just said I'm fine. I rolled a 19 that came to a 22. I ain't worried.
Yeah, I actually do think that there's a strong argument for Malachi being, like, tall enough that aura extends up.
With his arm extended up, he can probably be close to 10 feet.
Listen, it doesn't matter. Regin saved. I'll give you that for free.
Yeah. I got 19.
Okay, cool. All 3 of you save, so you take half of this damage, which is...
And this also isn't spell?
this is not a spell.
Sad.
19 lightning damage, which halves to 9.
Okay.
And...
Which I take 4?
Yes. And then an additional 14 thunder damage, which halves to 7. So you guys take 16 damage total, except for Regin, who takes less than that.
I do a sick, like, fighter jet spin in the air to avoid some of the lightning.
Yeah.
There's little explosions all around me like it's anti-aircraft fire.
I just get hit full blast by the lightning and then just go, yeah! You charged my laser!
He's got a laser now.
Cool.
It's my eyes!
That is Nurgle's turn. She is now dissipated amongst the clouds, and it is Nurgle's turn.
Nurgle's flying after me.
Cool.
Oh, and also he's preparing to give me advantage. He's not just hanging out.
Yes, I figured. That is, on this initiative count, those of you who, I guess all of you still notice this. In the water, like right next to the lanternfish, a small whirlpool coalesces, and popping up out of the whirlpool is a cultist that you guys haven't seen before, wearing the Maelstrom cult blue. This one has like green skin, but it's kind of like a bluish green, and they look like partly made of water. They just pop up out of the water, and yeah, I guess it's gonna shoot out this water jet at Malachi. So Malachi, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. I'm so sorry.
I haven't even done anything yet.
Oh no, he's trying to rust you.
It's not gonna work. I'm waterproofing this, and I got a nat 20.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, so it doesn't.
I'm waterproofing this armor. Bitch!
He just oiled it on the way over.
You do still take...
It's true.
Wow, guys, I'm rolling good for damage tonight.
What the
That means
hell?
for you.
I'm not pleased about this.
23, which halves to 11 bludgeoning damage because you saved.
Is it a spell or is it just an ability?
It's not a spell, it's just an action. But you are not pushed and you are not knocked prone. You manage to keep your
Damn
feet
straight.
as this jet of water shoots up out of this person's hands directly into you. They are now just in the water next to your ship.
It's called a low center of gravity.
And that is your turn, Malachi.
Malachi slightly relaxes his low center of gravity. Real nice of you guys to leave the one guy who can't move with his magic down on the boat. Thanks a lot.
You think I'm strong enough to carry you?
You have Dimension Door. But it's fine, it's fine.
I'm getting that good suck.
All right, we'll deal with that later.
In Regin's defense, he's in a tornado.
How close is the guy in the water to me?
I think we've established that the ship is like 20 feet up, so he's like 20 feet below you in the water.
And this guy definitely seems elemental, right?
Mm-hmm. Seems like the same category as
the blue bitch.
The blue bitch and the red guy that you guys fought a few episodes ago.
Were I to hop in the water, is there a way that I could get back up onto the ship?
Yeah, I will say that there can be one of the, like, crew members who are currently engaging in a, like, exchanging cannon fire with the other ships can easily throw down a rope ladder so that you can climb up. You do have allies canonically on this ship.
Yeah, and the guy who appeared there hasn't disappeared, right? He looks corporeal, like he just came up, not like he just formed?
Yes.
Okay.
They're not a water elemental.
What if you just body them?
Well.
Like, just fucking belly flop and just drop?
That's what Malachi's gonna do. He's like, well, okay, I can't go up, so I guess I'm going down. And Malachi jumps onto the person in the water.
Okay.
And attacks.
You see their eyes slightly widen in panic as you just come, like, leaping off the edge of the ship.
There's just suddenly a shadow on him over the surface of the water.
Yeah.
Do I get to do fall damage since it's 20 feet?
Sure, I will let you do 2d6 fall damage if you're willing to also take it yourself.
Yeah, why not? Okay, so I'm attacking them with my great axe. That is a dirty 20 to hit.
Hits.
All right. I'll Divine Smite, I guess. First level.
Nice.
I also have improved Divine Smite now.
Uh-huh.
Which is great. And this is not an undead or a fiend, so it'll just be the 3d8 and 2d6 of fall damage.
Uh-huh.
All right. 14 radiant damage.
Okay.
12 magical slashing damage.
Nice.
And 9 fall damage. So 35 total, I think.
Okay.
Right? That sounds right.
Yeah, good chunk of damage.
35 damage.
Yeah. They take that hit and take the full amount of damage from all of it as you just launch yourself down into the water on top of them. Second attack?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. All right. Second attack is 19, and 4 of that's radiant damage.
Cool. I don't need it split out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, okay. Not bloodied yet, but they look hurt and definitely surprised. They kind of, like, let out this kind of, like, gargly, like, bro,
Sorry.
as you land in the water next to them.
You could just leave.
Cool. Back to the top of initiative then. Regin, you are in a whirlwind. So you are restrained, but otherwise, like, do what you want.
Okay. And the person who put me in this was Blue Bitch.
Yes. Who, by the way, like, I'm not sure if I made this clear enough, she does look like she's considered bloodied, because you guys messed her up pretty bad in the last battle, and she clearly hasn't had time to fully heal from that.
Oh, what's the matter? You don't recharge your spells in a short rest?
That's gonna be Lightning Bolt.
Okay.
And can I at all hit Rosalia as well as I am shooting Bigly?
You can hit the cloud that she's dissipated into, but I will tell you, you aim up at that cloud, but she does not take any damage from it.
Okay.
Finn looks down and sees a lightning bolt coming and does another in-flight strafing maneuver.
So, dex save from Blue Bitch, please.
Okay. Ooh, she fails.
Nice. 34 lightning damage.
Nice, okay. Even though she failed the save, she does still only take half of that from being a, like, air elemental, essentially. But she does take half of that and looks hurt and will make a concentration save because the whirlwind counts as if one is concentrating on a spell. Does succeed, unfortunately.
Great, and then bonus action, I start raging.
Okay.
And my babies assemble.
Yeah, the baby dragons appear around you and also start rotating around in the wind, but they look like they're having a good time with it. They're kind of like rolling and playing.
It's enrichment for them.
Yeah,
it's their
exactly.
proprioception.
They're storm dragons. This is normal and fine.
They're in a bouncy house.
Yeah. Okay, that is the blue bitch's turn. She actually is going to just keep the whirlwind where it is, and she is going to fly down to intercept Finn, where he is starting to fly up.
What?
And she is going to make attacks on you with this scimitar that she draws. Yeah, she's just going to slice into you with it. First attack is an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. You take 11 slashing damage plus 1 lightning damage.
Oh, that tingled a little.
Second attack. Second attack will also hit. That is a 26. So that is 8 slashing damage and an additional 4 lightning damage. She has a third attack.
Before she does that third attack, I'm going to cast Hellish Rebuke.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
She needs to make a dexterity save.
Okay. Nat 1 on the dexterity save.
Wow!
All right. She slices into me with her scimitar, and from the wound that she slices, steam just blasts out as if I'm a superheated balloon.
Nice.
And she takes 30 fire damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
She just gets scalded in midair.
Yeah, she's still alive to take her third attack, but, like, not by much, as this blast of steam just comes out and you see her skin start to burn and blister. But she still comes in with a third sword swing. That is a 14 to hit, which I don't...
Haha, it does not hit.
Yeah. The cloud of steam still kind of dissipating. She lets out this, like, shriek of pain. Cool. That is the High Priestess's turn. Okay. I actually think that for this turn, she's going to choose to stay a storm, which does mean that she can't do anything. Like, she essentially, that's the downside of this ability, is that she's skipping her own turn in order to remain untargetable. You do see that the wires kind of, again, solidify as she is, up here in the storm. But you also see from, like, below the surface, actually, let me roll for this. You do see, like, one of the wires seems to, like, snap and kind of come, like, rebounding up out of the water with a splash.
Yeah.
Thwip!
As if the fish are doing their duty. You also see, while we're checking in on the rest of the battle, wow. It appears extremely, like, evenly matched right now. There are holes kind of being punched in both the ships from your cult and the ships from the High Priestess's cult.
Yeah, but one side of this fight can breathe underwater and the other can't.
That is true. Okay, so it's her turn. She's opting to stay a storm. That means that it is Finn's turn. Oh, I need to roll concentration for that. The blue bitch maintains concentration on the whirlwind, even after the hellish rebuke.
Sad.
I glare up at the storm cloud and I shout, "Oh, the big bad Stormfather's scared of getting in a little hot water, huh?" Ooh. And then lock eyes with the blue bitch. Looks like it's just us.
Yeah, she does not feel good about this at all. She is sort of like backing away from you a bit, but not mechanically. That's your turn, Finn.
So, when you say she looks weak, like, do you think weak enough that just a hit from my tentacle, a 1d8 with no modifier to damage, could take her out?
No. She looks weak considering that she is supposed to have kind of a lot of hit points. She still has a decent amount.
Alright.
She is not quite critical. She's still above 10% of her total hit points.
Alright, then I just turn and look at the blue bitch, and I'm gonna Eldritch Blast her.
Nice.
17, dirty 20, and 23 to hit.
All three
Nice.
hit.
I give her a little smile and just unleash this volley.
Okay.
34 damage.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that does it.
Yay!
Ha ha ha!
You send out these 3 beams from your hands, still at pretty close range. She is not too far from you.
I want her to see it coming.
Yeah, you smile your shark's grin as she gasps and then, like, dissipates in a puff of air.
You should have stuck to petty resort crime.
Your hair is blown back by this puff of air as she dissipates. The cultist who's down in the water with Malachi yells up, "No! Azura!"
Oh, she had a name.
Oh, that's her name. Okay.
And the tornado dissipates. Regin, you are dropped unceremoniously back on the deck of the lanternfish.
Ow.
All right.
And then I'm going to fly even higher, another 30 feet at the priestess / cloud.
Yeah.
And for my bonus action, summon my tentacle and have it be like pulling at the strands of the net next to me in the air.
Yeah, the tentacle starts to kind of like wrap around and pull at these half corporeal strings.
I whispered to Nurgle, "So, did we ever like know what Azura's deal was?" Well, rest in peace.
Nurgle's turn. Does he just stick with you, Finn?
Yeah, he's pecking at the net.
Nice. Yeah, you're pretty close up to where she was when she disappeared now, so you're at the point where the strands kind of start to come together into what was her staff before she became a cloud.
It's not happening. It's not gonna happen.
That is the cultist in the water. Is just going to stab Malachi with this trident that they have.
This guy has a trident now, too.
Oh, come on, now everybody's got him!
Everyone's getting them.
Man!
You're a trendsetter, Finn.
Crits on the first attack.
Seriously?
That's exciting. Yikes. Okay. That is 32 piercing damage. As this trident just goes like right through has a second attack.
Great.
This one's only a 24 to hit, don't worry. And that is 16 piercing damage. And it's just there in the water with you.
This sucks.
Malachi, that is your turn.
Hey, Regin, you think you can help me kill this guy?
Ah, yeah, for sure.
Alright, then I'm gonna hit. If I die, help me out.
You got it, bestie.
Okay, I guess I'm just gonna swing at the guy.
Cool.
Alright, the first hit is a 26 to hit.
Hits.
And I will smite again.
Nice.
28 damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to swing again.
Nice.
I crit!
Hey!
Hey! Huge win. Might as well smite one more time.
Might as well treat yourself.
As a treat.
Oh, hell. What if I... Hey, how does he look right now? Is he bloodied yet?
No.
By the way, after the 20 whatever I just did?
Not bloodied.
What if I second level Divine Smite?
What if?
I will. I think I will, because I have 3 of those slots. Wow, I get to use all my d8s.
Wow.
8d8.
Jesus Christ. And I was like, oh no, I crit. I get to roll 48.
Maybe you shouldn't have been evil. 58 damage.
Jesus Christ. Okay, they're bloodied now, in case you were wondering.
Damn straight they better be.
Yeah.
All right, Regin, I could have used some help down here.
You seem fine.
Okay.
And as all this blood fills the water, I telepath down to any sharks in the vicinity. Don't bite the rock guy.
A shark that had, like, just swum up. It was kind of, like, curiously putting teeth.
Malachi feels a little nibble on his toe. Hey, Finn!
Yeah, exactly. Around Malachi's boot. Cool. Okay. Reagan's turn. Top of the round.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
There's still a very injured-looking guy down in the water with Malachi, and then a cloud that is the High Priestess.
Yes, but if he doesn't die before next round, he probably could kill me.
All right, I'm going to jump down with my hammer overhead, and I'm going to leap from the boat and do a double-handed overhand swing to crush this green person's skull.
Nice. Go ahead and roll.
That is a 25 to hit.
Hits.
That's going to be 10 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Unfortunately, they are still up.
And now, they have dis on any attack roll that isn't against me.
Yep. And when the target hits a creature other than you with an attack, that creature has resistance to the damage dealt.
Yes, so they have dis on you, Mal, and you take half damage.
Thanks, bud. Malachi knuckle bumps him.
Cool. Regin comes flying down from the ship.
On his way down.
You slam the hammer into this person's skull as you, and fist bump Malachi as you land in the water. And the baby dragons are flying threateningly around all three of you now down here. Okay. That is the High Priestess's turn.
I'm shouting up, rain, rain, go away.
She is going to recorporealize.
And you love the rain. God, he's really changed.
The storm clouds gather themselves together and turn into, again, these layers of robes. You see the High Priestess's face reappear in the same spot that she left, her hand kind of like coalescing around her staff as it too materializes with the golden threads winding down from it. She smiles at you, Finn, as you are now only like 20 feet from her. And she says, all right, this has been fun, but I've spent a very long time, around this terrible sea with all of these terrible creatures and all of this chaos, and I'm ready to get back where I belong, so I'm afraid I have to make this short.
Yeah, we don't want you here either.
She takes her staff, and as she, spins it, it turns into this sword with a long blade, like a rapier, with a long blade sheathed in lightning. And she is just going to fly the 20 feet to get directly in melee with you, Finn, and going to try to run you through.
Sexy weapon.
Yeah, this worked out great for the last person who tried it, didn't it?
Wow. That is... Oh, I think that... Okay. It's a 5 on the dice, but that's still a 19 to hit.
Damn!
Oh, yeah.
So... Okay. 30 lightning damage, Finn?
Actually,
Ooh.
It's 15 lightning damage, because my tentacle is gonna get in the way.
Okay,
True.
cool. Your tentacle interposes, wraps around the blade of the sword, and kind of, pulls it away from you. Unfortunately, she does get a second attack with it.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, sorry, she's pretty
Maybe
strong.
she'll miss.
Wow. Does a 16 hit, Finn?
No, it doesn't!
Damn! Yeah. Awesome. The tentacle wraps around the sword and kind of like drags it out of the way. She tries to like wrest control back and stab at you again, but she is just like fighting against this tentacle and is not able to actually sink it into you. And you see
She really hates those things.
she does not look happy about this. She definitely thought that was going to hit. Okay. Finn, that is your turn.
Okay.
How many hit points are you on?
2.
That's crazy.
All right, so I am just going to point blank cast Cone of Cold at her.
Okay.
My brand new spell.
Wow.
I hold out my hand and just a blast of icy, glacial water shoots out at her. There's little chunks of ice in it. It'd be very refreshing on a hot day, but right now it's deadly.
Cool.
And she needs to make a Constitution save.
Okay. She gets a 19.
Boo.
Okay. Well, she's still gonna take half damage.
Okay.
So she takes 22 cold damage.
Okay.
That's already halved.
Cool.
Yay.
She will make a concentration check. DC 11. So she has a +8 to concentration checks, and so normally she can only fail them on a nat 1, basically. Because it is 1 DC higher, she also fails it on a nat 2 for this particular concentration check, and that's what I just rolled, was a 2.
Wow.
Yeah!
So...
Bye to the net.
Why don't you cool off?
So... You bring up your hands and shoot out this kind of like, the like marine ice that forms at the very bottom of the ocean, those like briny icicles that you see sometimes in videos that people share of the deep sea.
The rhyme of the ancient mariner? Is this
Yeah, the rhyme.
the rhyme?
You shoot this rime out of your hands and it just blasts into her. You see that she is still like looks pretty okay hit points wise, but she staggers back, and there is like a tremendous cracking sound as all of the golden threads like snap all at once. It's like wires being cut. They all kind of like ricochet back, the parts of them that are corporeal bouncing out of the water with all of these splashes.
Are there little fishies on the ends?
Yeah, some of them still have fish that, like, hung on, that were working on that, kind of get flung into the air.
Eject!
You hear a bunch of, like, whoa in your head, Finn. However, the little whoas are quickly followed by something that everyone feels rather than hears. This just, like, sonic roar from the depths of the ocean that reverberates through everybody's core as something below you roars in anger.
Oh, yes.
I can't believe you are meddling in my plans when I was this close to completing them. Finn, would you like to take a bonus action?
Yeah.
Okay.
As she is reeling in shock, I reach into my pouch and pull out one of the espresso potions and just drink it down.
Okay. Cool, so you take a short rest in the space of a bonus action. Excellent.
Wow.
So I'm going to use a bunch of my hit die, and because of my gift of the ever-living ones, it's 8s across the board, baby.
Nice.
So I am back up to not quite full. I'm at 66 out of 67.
Nice.
And I just turn to her as all of a sudden all of my wounds close up and my vigor is restored. And I say, oh, well, you better believe it.
All right, well, this is less impressive than it was going to be when it was going to drop you, but she will still take her villain action now. Her eyes are still glowing white, even as her spell is crumbling around her. And
my eyes are glowing black right back at her.
She just lets out this, like, almost petty, like, scream of frustration. And I need all three of you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Nat 20!
Oh my god, Andy!
Which comes to a 27.
21.
I am not even blinking, just maintaining eye contact with her.
Wow, I got a 24.
Okay. You all save, so you only take half of what is half of 15 radiant damage, so it only comes to 7. You do, however, see that she and the cultist who is in the water with you guys both heal for the same amount.
Boo.
So they get this little HP boost as you guys take a little bit of damage.
Not as cool as my HP boost.
Yeah, no, certainly not. Okay, that is her villain action. It is Nurgle's turn.
Nurgle's just gonna stick with me. Keep up the good work.
Okay. Alright, that is the cultist's turn.
Thanks for coming down here with me, Regin.
Happy to be.
I think they're gonna try to knock Malachi out, even with the disadvantage. At least they're gonna go for Malachi with the first one. Nope, that is a nat 1.
Get fucked.
They will...
Go on, try again.
I think upon feeling the baby dragons harrying them, one kind of like swoops in and grabs the trident with its little spectral teeth and kind of moves it out of the way. They will go for Regin with the second attack. 19 to hit, Regin.
Whatever.
Yeah. You take 17 piercing damage as you get stabbed.
Untrue.
Okay.
You take 7.
Nice. Malachi gets the axe in to block and manages to deflect, kind of like you get it in between two of the trident's tines so that it only can poke Regin with, like, the tips of them.
Oh, just the tape.
Cool. Malachi, that is your turn.
Now that they've healed a bit, is this cultist in the water with us still bloodied?
Yes, still bloodied.
Well, I don't want to be dropped, so I think this time Malachi's just gonna have to take a second and, so I'm gonna lay hands on my own body here. This is so much to use at once. But I'm gonna use 40 because I'm pretty damn low. I'll just chug that healing potion. I only regain 5 HP.
Okay.
Fuck!
Alright.
But legally I'm above Finn now and Regin, so
You
that's
are.
a win, right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Okay, Malachi.
I'm still stronger than you, constitutionally.
Okay, Malachi, let's get you to bed.
Malachi's bloodied.
Yeah. The shark is again kind of like gently gnawing on your boot.
He told you to
the
stop.
way that like a puppy would.
He told you to stop doing that, please.
Okay. At the bottom of the round, Andy, would you please roll a d4 for me?
3.
Okay, cool. What the fish are doing with the wires doesn't matter anymore because you took care of that problem. The battle is tipping a little bit toward the Maelstrom cult. You see that one of the Lurker cultist ships has actually, like, seems to be sinking, and people are sort of jumping off and going, either just kind of jumping off and hanging out in the water because, yeah, most of these guys can breathe underwater, or, like, going over to the other ships. But it does seem to be the Maelstrom cult is gaining the upper hand here.
We destroyed your net.
That is Regin, that is your turn.
Great. Alright, gonna attack the green person again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and reckless.
Okay.
18 plus 7 a hit.
Hits.
Oh, garbage damage. 4 damage.
Okay.
But I am going to expend a superiority die to rally and grant temp HP to Malachi.
Nice.
Thanks.
Which isn't much, but it's honest work. Oh, but I rolled a 6 on the dice, so that's going to be an 11. 11 temp HP to you.
Wow, thanks.
Nice.
You rally.
Thanks, bud.
Okay. Anything else, Regin?
Nope.
Cool. The High Priestess is going to stab Finn with her lightning sword again.
Oh, I forgot that was happening.
Oh, never heard this one before.
She is just like shrieking with fury at this point and seems to be like honestly, as you're there with her, Finn, she, like, gathers the golden threads, like, around her hand, which are now that the staff has turned into a sword, they're coming off the, like, pommel of the sword.
Cool.
And she sort of, like, gathers them into her hand and starts acting like she's gonna throw the net back out, but there isn't enough magical energy left. There's just these fraying threads. So, she instead takes the sword and goes to stab Finn with it. Does a 17 hit you?
Yeah, it just does.
That's what I thought. 25 lightning damage.
I'm not sure it's really even me you're mad at.
You claim to be the son of the
You're clearly under a lot of stress.
beast that is lurking below, and I, for the Stormfather, will prevail. I will not fail in this mission, and if I'm not going to get out of here with him, at least I can get out of here having killed you and taken care of that problem.
For the Stormfather, he's not even here.
Ooh, she's gonna stab you again. That is, a very angry, my god, like 30, it's 30 plus. I want to say like 35. I guess not, because that would have to be a crit, so the 30-something. And from that one you take... Wow! I just rolled all of exactly the same numbers as I did last time. So, 25 lightning damage again.
And on that one, I'm going to cast Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
Give me a dex save.
Okay. Wow! She fails. She doesn't have good dex.
Yay!
And she does not. She only had one legendary resistance, and it was burned early, so she's just going to take the full damage.
Wow.
I helped.
You did.
I for doing a good job. Do I get a sticker?
Malachi peels off a tiny little gem and sticks it up Regin's nose.
Yay! I'm sticker motivated.
Meanwhile, Finn is engaged in this epic battle 80 feet above you.
If you could get her down here!
That's 37 damage.
Okay.
Wow.
As she stabs into me, and once again, steam blasts out.
Yep.
You've got to stop doing that.
You know, that's the difference between us. My god is right here, backing me up. I stick my tongue out at her.
There's another roar from beneath the waves. Finn, that's your turn.
Okay. I snarl at Rosalia. Give me a second, I'll think of another taunt. I'm bleeding a lot, though.
No, take your time. We've got all the time in the world since you ended my ritual.
Ha, yeah, okay, oh great, yeah, maybe you'll just taunt yourself for me, that works too.
You a stupid hoe. If anyone ain't told you that today.
I don't use that language towards women, but I don't argue with what Regin said.
You two are barely involved here.
Say that again, I can't hear you. I think you need to come closer.
100 feet up in the sky, Finn and Rosalia are like, do you hear something from down there? Is someone yelling?
Maybe some people who can't fly, sounds like.
Wow, can you imagine? You know, maybe you're all right, Rosalia.
Yes.
But then again, maybe not.
Regin.
Hey, I can fly. I'm just choosing not to.
This is why we need to learn Dimension Door.
How is she looking now? How damaged does she look?
She is not yet bloodied, but I will tell you she's, like, shortly above bloodied.
Alright, so I am going to use the instance of Vampiric Touch that is stored inside my Ring of Spell Storing and cast that, so suddenly my shark mouth turns into a round lamprey mouth.
Okay.
I say to her, hey, think of it this way. At least you get to give your life in service of a higher power. Just not yours. That's a 28 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
I lunge my head forward and clamp down on her.
Ah! What is this?
And do...
Why can you do this? I thought you were just a guy!
You know, I have to say, I appreciate a villain who appreciates the grossness of this. Things are so yucky all the time.
Yeah, she looks down at Malachi. She's like, you live like this?
Believe me, I wish I didn't too.
And that's 17 necrotic damage to her.
Okay.
And I heal for 15 HP.
Wow.
Nice. She's now bloodied.
I'll say this for you. Your life essence doesn't taste as weird as the dreamer.
I don't even know who that is, but of course, I bet my life essence tastes wonderful.
Wow.
Like clean rainwater.
I mean,
Get a load of this bitch.
it's not that great, all right? It's only okay.
Doesn't even know who the dreamer is, claims to be working for a powerful god.
It's like 3 out of 5 stars as life essence goes.
Oh. She looks insulted, and then it's like she remembers that she shouldn't be insulted by this.
Finn, what's mine?
Regin, we're the baselines. I don't know which is which, but
I'm 5.
And then for my bonus action, I summon my tentacle
Okay.
next to us. And it's gonna smack her.
Nice.
Nat 20!
what a turn.
10 crit.
I summon my tentacle in the air as I say, what do you even want? The Lurker's power? Is that all this is about?
I just want him dead. I want all of these usurpers dead.
Oh.
That is the mission that I have been entrusted with. Both
By who?
by the Stormfather and by my king.
Okay, well, listen, can you do me a favor and say something to the effect of, like, yes, I want to take the Lurker's power?
I mean, I suppose I wouldn't...
It's for a segue, come on.
I suppose I wouldn't say no to taking his power if the opportunity presented itself.
Oh, yeah, well, here, have a taste! Oh! Max damage on both my die. And she takes 16 damage as the tentacle slams into her.
That's a lot of damage to take from a tentacle.
That is the absolute most that a tentacle attack is ever capable of dealing.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's a solid slam from the tentacle.
And then I whisper, thank you, I appreciate it. I had the line queued up, you know?
Yes, you're welcome. If there's one thing I understand, it's presentation. Never want to take away the opportunity for a good line.
Yeah! Hey, Rosalia, maybe you're all right after all.
This is what I've been saying.
How many times is this gonna...
No!
If you just let me kill your dad. All right.
You are not all right.
That is, she will not take her villain action here, so it's Nurgle's turn.
I give Nurgle a thumbs up.
Cool. That is, the green cultist's turn.
Oh, I forgot that person's still alive.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Ah!
Oh, damn.
Finn doesn't even know that this person exists.
Who the hell?
Who put that there?
They're going to shoot a water jet at Malachi.
Sounds not nice to me.
So I need you to make a DC... I'm not going to tell you the DC. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I fail.
Okay.
I definitely fail.
Awesome. So you take...
Oh, that sounds like a lot.
Only 19 bludgeoning damage, but you are also pushed 20 feet away through the water and knocked prone, which is a little bit difficult to do in the water, but I see no reason why not.
Malachi's starfishing it on the surface of the water.
Wow, your backstroke is really improving, Malachi.
That is Malachi's turn. Actually, sorry, Malachi, you're on deck, but before that, she's going to take her villain action. So I need everyone to make me a Constitution saving throw as the air around you becomes supercharged with electricity.
14.
17.
Ooh. Actually, I don't know why I said ooh, that fails.
Yeah, I rolled a nat 1.
Ugh. Okay.
Ooh.
So you all fail and take the full... My good rolls continue to have abandoned me, so it is only 18 lightning damage.
Actually, I'm going to wrap my tentacle around myself protectively and have that damage.
Okay. Cool.
And I take 9.
Still alive.
Okay. Malachi, that's your turn.
I'm literally so fine. Yes, my skeleton has briefly shown through my skin and clothes in a cartoonish manner, but I'm fine.
Man, this guy sucks. Why are you still here?
Oh, yes, and so you're prone and 20 feet away from this guy.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to this guy.
So it takes half your movement to stand up from prone, which is 15.
I'm in the water!
And I guess technically if you're 20 feet away from him and then can move...
Then I can get into melee range. Yeah.
Yeah, it says up to 20 feet away.
I would be 5 feet away.
Okay, yeah, sure, it's fine. This maybe wouldn't make sense if we were on a map, but it doesn't matter.
It's okay, I have dolphins under my feet moving me closer.
Yeah.
Malachi is water skiing on 2 dolphins under his feet towards this guy.
We have the home field advantage. Malachi approaches with his axe. 18 to hit.
Yep, 18 hits.
Nice. Wow! 21 on the first hit.
Okay, they're clinging to life.
And we'll hit again.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a 24 to hit on the second.
Uh-huh.
Wow! I rolled max damage!
Wow.
Nice.
So that is 25 damage.
Yeah, you kill them. Your glowing axe comes through, whizzing through the air once and then twice.
As I approach on the dolphins.
Yeah, the dolphins lift you up under your feet.
They go just in the right direction. I'm like, okay, ready, bam! And then they circle back around.
Yeah.
It's like jousting, but I'm the only one moving.
Cool. Any bonus action, Malachi?
I feel pretty good about that.
They, like the other of these strong cultists you've killed, they just sort of, like, dissipate into water with a...
Okay, bye. Wow, good work. We did it, man. Alright, bonus action. We will infuse my axe with... I'm gonna treat myself. We are going acid damage.
Whoa!
Nice.
Okay. The acid seeps into the designs around your blade.
Regin, don't touch this.
Cool. So, bottom of the round. Here's how the situation stands. All 3 of you are... I guess Regin is, like, doing moderately okay. And Malachi gave himself a lot of hit points, so he's probably also doing moderately okay. But Finn, you're pretty low. And Malachi, you're certainly a lot lower than you typically would like to be. Yeah.
There's like drops of blood falling from 100 feet up in the sky down onto Malachi and Regin's heads from me.
Finn, we have open wounds down here.
You've killed both of these Maelstrom cult leaders that have been harrying you, but you do see that the battle overall continues to tip in the Maelstrom cult's favor. Another one of the Lurker cult ships is, like, taking on a lot of water. You can see that Adriana, from where you can see her, is sort of, like, frantically yelling orders back and forth. Falor, the Kraken priest, is in the water,
working,
doing Kraken priest things, but he looks pretty bloodied as well.
Man, I can't believe we're on the same side as that guy right now.
The high priestess, still clenching onto her staff. Her robes are looking torn and bloodied, but she still clearly has a lot of fight in her. Looks at you, Finn, and she says, "You say that your god is... that his corporeal presence on this plane is an advantage, but his corporeal presence on this plane is exactly what makes it possible to trap and kill him. My Stormfather is far more powerful than to grace the world with his presence. We're not worthy of it. He would never
keep telling yourself that.
Be present here." As she's...
I agree that you're not worthy, yeah.
As she's saying this, Finn, her pure white eyes locked on you. You hear the noises from the battle below you start to change. The kind of screams of battle starting to turn into a different kind of scream. You look down and you see that there is a massive tentacle, the size of, bigger than any tree that you've ever seen, the size of a building, that just emerges slowly behind the Maelstrom cult ships, coils itself rapidly, like a snake attacking around one of them, and there is a massive splintering sound as this ship is just wrenched apart. Wood and bodies go flying everywhere as it is dragged beneath the waves. The High Priestess sort of looks at you and is like, "What? Why are you... What are you cackling about?"
I silently point downward.
She looks over her shoulder, and you see her eyes go wide as more tentacles are emerging now, beginning to wrap around the Maelstrom cult ships. Regin and Malachi, from you guys' position, you can see that there is a massive shape below you in the water, which, Finn, you can just barely see as a shadow from up where you are. Formless, difficult to tell exactly where the shape begins and ends, but you can feel that the water below you is being displaced by something coming up out of the depths.
We need to move.
and Adriana actually, like, you see her head pop over the ship next to you, and she goes, "Get up on the ship now," to you two. You see more of these tentacles emerging, and the water previously has been this choppy, stormy sea with all these waves, goes suddenly, like, eerily still, allowing you to see the silhouette all that much better as the waves just go quiet and the sea becomes like glass. The High Priestess abandons her combat with you, Finn, and begins to fly. You see her just, like...
Opportunity attack!
Start to fly up. Go ahead and take an opportunity attack. Yeah.
Yeah, as I see her turn, I lash out with my trident. 7 to hit.
It doesn't hit. You lash out with the trident a, like, spear of silver through the air, and she kind of, like, kicks it away with her foot. But as she looks down to do that, Finn, you see her eyes get... The terror on her face becomes even more pronounced, and you're kind of like, I didn't think that I was, I didn't even hit. But in that moment, you feel a tentacle go right past you, kind of like brushing you almost affectionately, like on the arm and cheek, as it just wraps around her legs and drags her down. As it does, you see this massive maw, not dissimilar from Finn's, like, lamprey mouth, is rising up out of the sea, just sucking everything in. The High Priestess is dragged down directly toward that mouth full of teeth, and you see it just slam shut over her as it drags back down into a whirlpool below the ocean.
Another win for corporeal forms!
You yell this. However, Malachi and Regin, where you are on the lanternfish, closer to the ocean, you can see that the tentacles make quick work of the Maelstrom cult ships, basically pulling everything and everyone that's left toward the mouth or down into the sea. However, you can see that the Lurker cultists around you, there is definitely some, like, there's jubilation and cheering, don't get me wrong, but they are also moving the ships away from here. Adriana is kind of, like, quickly waving her arm, and the lanternfish is pulling back. You see Falor still in the water, throws up this kind of, like, seaweed shield between, like, himself and a couple of the other Lurker cult members and where the maw is. And you see this, like, stray tentacle coming down from where it was. Like, it looks like there's no intention in it. It's just lashing out. But you see it slam him across the side, and you can hear the crack as he goes flying and hits the water. Adriana yells up Finn. She's like, Finn, get down here!
I fly down.
Yeah, you fly down.
Hey, do Regin and I make it on the ship?
Oh, yeah, sorry. You guys, you see this happen with Falor as you're, like, climbing up.
Nurgle, let's go.
Nurgle is, like, screeching in joy, and again, his form is doing that thing where it's flickering between being a seagull and being, like, a flying octopus.
Finn is also screeching in joy.
Both of you land on the deck of the lanternfish, and Adriana kind of, like, grabs your shoulders, Finn, and she's like, Finn.
He's beautiful. He's beautiful.
Yes, he is. But I need you to tell me. Can you tell where he's going?
Can I?
You can. You realize you pause for a second, and extend your senses. there's a whirlpool forming in the middle of this battlefield as the Lurker, like, drops down below the waves. And you can feel, as you're here, like, right above the water, you can feel the currents shaping around him. You can feel the other sea life have also, like, the fish and whales have scattered from here. You see, as you extend your consciousness down, that they kind of moved out of the way the same way that the cult did. And Finn, your senses, like, broaden beyond yourself. You're still faintly aware of what's going on around you. You can hear Adriana explaining to Malachi and Regin, mostly, as you sort of go into this almost trance. She's explaining, this is, the Lurker is enraged. He's not going to be capable of thinking straight. He's probably not thinking at all beyond destroying anything that gets in his path. And Finn, you hear that in one ear as you can see the great shape of the Lurker moving along just above the ocean floor, tentacles trailing behind and around it, mouth open, ready to suck in and destroy, with nothing on its mind but hunger and anger and vengeance. And you see, directly in front of the Lurker, the faint glowing lights of Nephthys. And that's where we're going to end our session.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
That's rough.
Round them up, boys.
oh yeah, baby, it's a liquor
No, Finn, they're
time.
underwater. You don't want them consumed.
Oh, this is just Andy. Hannah called the session. I'm out of character. Oh, he's just like I dreamed.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Hey, if you enjoyed that, which we hope you did, you can find us other places on the internet. We are at Ship of Fools Cast on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. You can also hop on over to Patreon, patreon.com/shipoffools for all of our fun bonus content, where we will go into the mud bath and probably discuss, I don't know, the Lurker's digestive system, knowing us.
Yeah. Hopefully the digestive system is the only anatomy we're discussing here, folks. All right?
So that's, again, patreon.com/shipoffools to support us. We really appreciate it. We have a couple people we need to thank. Thank you very much to Theo Golden for our logo art. You can find him at tgoldenart on Instagram. And thank you to Lucas Mangold for our theme music. You can reach out to him for all of your music needs, theme or otherwise, at lucascarlmusic@gmail.com.
Oh shit, that's Carl with a K.
It sure is.
Sorry, I've been
ages.
in a fugue state for the past 50 episodes.
And you can hear from us again. We will be back with a new episode on February 7th.
Wow.
Yeah, February, a whole new month.
Shit, my mom's birthday's coming up.
My dad's birthday's coming up, and my brother, and my sister-in-law.
And Valentine's Day.
And Valentine's Day.
And what better way to celebrate Valentine's Day than listening to Ship of
Wow,
Fools with
true.
someone you love?
You'll be able to listen to the Mud Bath for episode 63 on Valentine's Day, if you want.
If you give us money.
If you give us money, exactly. The greatest Valentine's Day gift of all. Okay. And until then, we will see you on the open seas. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What are my other spells? This one is useless, I think. Oh, what? Guy who just searched magic in Google.
Did it help?
No. Not even Magic 5e, just magic.
Wow, all the answers are right there.
It's too much knowledge. My brain is expanding too quickly.